Guys, oh my gosh, guys. I love this game. So yeah, hi, I'm the Portly Gamer, and this is another episode of Games You Should Play, and you should really play Dead Cells. This game is fairly new. In fact, it's technically not even fully released. If you look down there on the lower corner, you can probably see that it is an early access game, and my gosh, you guys, this probably has to be the best early access game ever. I really love this game. I haven't played it in a few days, and apparently there's a new update, as you can see there, the Hello Darkness, My Old Friend update. I looked at the patch notes a little bit, and it said there's some new enemy types and some stuff like that. I didn't want to read much else, I didn't want to spoil it. So I'm going to show you guys this game, why I like it, why I think you should play it, what makes it so good, things like that. So without further ado, let's get into the poo. Resume current run. Okay, might as well. So yes, this is Dead Cells. That thing that you saw fall from the sky and possess this body is like some type of parasite cell organism that possesses this dead body person. And so you're not actually this dude, you're a thing possessing the body of this dude. Got some money, and so I've got a lot to go into about this game, so I'm going to try to be quick and efficient. Just going to pick that up. So what this game is it's a roguelite action platformer, sort of metroidvania type of game, very similar to Rogue Legacy. I might actually like it a little bit more than Rogue Legacy, as odd as that feels for me to say. Because if you look, the combat is a lot more hands-on, a lot more engaging than just like I'm casting a spell or I'm doing my one slash attack. It's oh gosh, there's so much to talk about, so much to love. So I'll kind of get into the HUD a little bit. As you see, there's certain things tied to different control slots. So I have my X attack, which is my little sword there. I have my Y, which is a shield I picked up. And then you have left bumper, which is your heal. It's sort of like an Estus flask in Dark Souls, is the best I can describe it. And as you progress through the game, you can increase how many charges it gets. I've upgraded up to 2, so I can heal with that thing twice before it runs out. And then your left trigger and right trigger, which I currently have empty, or we can get different bombs and special, they're called skills. So you can get those. So this guy's pretty cool. He's agile. He's got a double jump kind of thing that you get, or that you have from the start. And it's a lot of fun. So there's enemies, you can do a little dodge roll kind of thing like I just did there. You just kill enemies and you pick up money that you use toward different things. Unlike Rogue Legacy, the money doesn't really go toward anything permanent. You use the money to do all kinds of different things. There's different doors that are locked behind a paywall, like you have to pay the in-game money to open them, or you can bash through them, but then you get cursed. I'll go more into that later. And then there's like shops that you can encounter where you can buy weapons and upgrades, and those are only for your run. Now, this game is another roguelite. I've covered a lot. Well, okay, since I've started this series, I've covered 2 roguelites. I'm going to switch my shield out for this, and you'll see what this does. Bam! Freezes the enemies. I love it. Oh, I love it so much. Here's some more money. Kill that dude. Oh, there's just so much to go into. I love it so much. Okay, so this, you find these laying around, and they'll either be for health, strength, or your skill, your skill damage and cooldowns. Or you'll find one that's just, you can choose between the 3. This is a portal that you can use to teleport to other portals that you find. Like, I'm going to use this now, and bam, I'm back over here. You can see there's the map on the lower right-hand side, very Metroidvania-esque map. So you can kind of keep track of where you're going, what you're doing, and then you can press the back or select. I'm playing on PC. It's actually only available for PC right now, but with a lot of these platforming, side-scrolling games, I prefer to use a controller, and I'm pretty sure it's recommended. I have not tried to use a mouse and keyboard because I just don't play that game. Don't play these types of games that way. This is actually something you have to unlock. I've already unlocked it at this point. You can interact with that, and it makes vines that you can climb up. Otherwise, if you find those and you don't have that ability, you can't go that way. You just turn back and find another route to take. So yeah, you've got different types of enemies. You've got these red dudes that shoot these bombs. Then you've got the green guys, which are the more basic, just they're like, they jump at you and they do a lot of damage when they hit you. And then there's the purple dudes with the shields, and that's just in this starting area. There's actually more and more enemies as you go into other areas, which I'll get into right now. And then there's these archer dudes. Can't go that way. But yeah, this game reminds me a lot. Oh, crap, I still am not used to the controls for some reason, as much as I played this game. It actually has been like a week or so since I played it, because I've been playing Kingdom Hearts. What is this? Okay, this. I don't know what this does yet, because I haven't unlocked the ability that you need to use it. Much like I did with the vine thing that I showed you a second ago. Okay, so here's a shop. Everything's for sale. So you can see I have my money in the lower left side. I'm getting my sides mixed up. 33,000 gold, or 3,300 gold right now. I'm actually gonna spend it on this. Poison the victim. Okay. Oh my gosh, I just love this game. So yeah, you find different weapons and drops and stuff, and they also have sort of like random effects attached to them. Some of them will make you do double damage, but you take double damage, which I find very difficult, because when you get hit really hard in this game. For the most not for the most part, but there are enemies that will hit you really hard, so if you're taking double damage, you pretty much are almost dead, if not dead, in one hit. Inflicts critical blow. Okay, so twin daggers are one of my favorite weapons because of the fact that they inflict a critical blow on the third consecutive hit. So I'm just going to go ahead and spend the money for that, because I love those, and I want to show them to you. So yeah, as you see, I've got my new daggers. Ooh, they got that nice little glow. So that third strike there is the critical attack. Above my gold on the left side there, you see a little currency with a 5 next to it. Those are my cells. I might call them souls. If I refer to them again, I'm probably going to call them souls, because in my head I keep calling them souls, because they work a lot like souls in Dark Souls. And in fact, this game gets often compared to Dark Souls, partly for the aesthetic and partly for the difficulty, because this game is hard. I personally don't find it that hard, at least in the beginning areas, but it does get to a point where it gets really hard, and you've got enemies just coming at you from all sorts of directions, and you got to keep moving. Next to, on the left side there, next to my health thing, I have my accessory, which is just, if you look on the lower left, I'm pointing at the screen like an idiot, you can't see what I'm pointing at. On the lower left, prisoner's collar, it doesn't do anything, it's just the standard accessory that you have. But you can find other ones to replace, and they have different effects. And then I have my skills, but I don't have any right now. I'll try to show you some, hopefully I find some. Going back to teleport over here, I'm going to show you this cursed chest. So chests mostly don't look like this. This is a cursed chest, which is why it has the face, and it's laughing, and it's telling me different things. Cursed chests basically have good loot in them, but oh my gosh, that's funny. They curse you, and what a curse is it makes it so if you get hit at all, just once, you will die instantly. Until you manage to... See, I would have been dead right there. If I would have taken that chest, I would be dead. So yeah, you die instantly until you kill 10 enemies, which sometimes is easy, sometimes is not, because as you just saw, that would have been a bad time. I love this weapon. So I just picked up a health drop there. Freeze these dudes in a second. Bam. So yeah, the combat's a little more fast-paced, a little more involved, be a little button mashy at times. So as you can see, I took kind of a heavy hit there just from that one dude hitting me. And then if I had that double damage thing I was talking about, I would have been almost dead just from one attack from these basic enemies in the starting area. I do plan to show you some other areas in a moment. Okay, cool. Here is a skill. So this is the ice grenade. And I'll show you what it does. Basically, it's similar to the secondary weapon I already have equipped, so it's going to freeze this dude once I use it. Nothing too exciting in comparison. But there are other ones. There's flashbangs, there's regular frag grenades, there's incendiary grenades. Found another portal. This dude is dead. Dead for a while now. Yeah. So we're gonna go to one of the other areas. As you unlock more areas, the starting area can actually branch off to multiple areas. As far as I know, it can originally only go into the promenade or promenade, whatever, of the condemned. But as you saw, well, if you saw it a second ago, where was it? Down here, the toxic sewers. I don't like the toxic sewers, so I try to avoid them. So I'm going to go to the promenade and just show you Plus, I'd rather show you a different looking area. Toxic sewers look very similar to this starting area. The promenade, whatever, is outside, so you'll get to see some of that. Okay, so each time you go to a new area, you go to this dude. I don't know if he has a name, if he's ever said it, but basically he is the cell. He is how you spend your cells. This door, I can't open it unless I deposit all of my cells, so I can't carry cells over. But you don't really need to, because you can just deposit your cells and then come back and deposit more to unlock stuff. So there's different things to unlock, like 200 cells, and I'll have another health flask. I'll recover more gold upon death if I were to unlock this. And then these are just different weapons that you can unlock the ability to find when you do your runs. And then yeah, shields and stuff. A lot of it is weapon upgrades. Nothing too exciting. There's also stuff that I haven't really looked at. Oh, I guess this is stuff I've already unlocked. Okay. So I'm just going to kind of continue and invest cells into that. We'll move on now that you see the door opens. And then this, after you go to the next area each time and you're done with that dude, you've come to this thing. It fills your health and refills your health flask. So it's very helpful because you really need it. So I'm going to go here and show you a little bit of the next area. I don't want this video to drag on for too long, but I just feel like there's a lot to be said about this game. As I said, this game is early access, and it doesn't really show. When you first start the game out, there's like a little warning telling you this game is early access, so you might see glitches and stuff. I haven't really encountered glitches as far as I know, and I feel like this game feels complete already. So I can't wait to see what they do to refine it and tune it and complete it. It's going to be really great, I can imagine. But given that it's still in access and that it's not done, it's still a game that I really think you should play. Why you might not like it? I feel like I'm repeating myself because I've said this about Rogue Legacy and what was the other game I did a couple weeks ago? Enter the Gungeon. If you don't like difficulty, if you don't like hard games, if you like something more casual, maybe steer clear because the game does get pretty hard. What else? I guess if you want to steer clear of early access, then wait till the game's done. Crap! Oh my gosh! I'm gonna just heal up a little bit here. Another thing, I guess, in relation to that is there are some people who will play a game in early access and they like it so much that they don't want to get tired of it before it's done, which I'm probably going to try to do with this game at a certain point. Wait till it's a little more finished so I don't get bored of it. But at the same time, it's nice because it just feels like you have more game coming for free. Well, for the price of the game. I actually bought this game on the Steam sale. It wasn't discounted much because it just came out in May. This is actually the most recent game I've ever covered on Games You Should Play. There we go. I was getting a little touch and go there. But yeah, it's $16.99. I bought it for $14.44, and I still think it's worth the full price. This here is a secret, so anytime you see a rune like this in one of the walls, you just hit it a couple times, and you got yourself a secret. So I just got some gold from that. And you'll find different things in there, like items, health drops, gold. But yeah, this game is thoroughly impressed and blown me away. Just from the moment I started playing it, I was like, yep, this is a great game. I love it. And I really do. I really do love it. And I really think it is worth playing, even in early access. But again, if you... Oh, there's another hidden item. Oh no, this is a challenge room. So yeah, when you see those on the floor, it's a rune that leads to a challenge room, which I'm going to fail for you right now. Kill all the enemies and make it to the exit without getting hit within 2.5 minutes. Well, that's not going to happen. If you've played Rogue Legacy, you might recognize this. Yep, see, I failed it already. Yeah, it's similar to Fairy Chest. I've never actually completed one of those, though, so I don't know what you get for completing it. But yeah, Fairy Chests in Rogue Legacy have that whole don't get hit thing. Some of them do. And this game is very obviously influenced by Rogue Legacy, because Rogue Legacy kind of invented the roguelite subgenre. And so, obviously, any game that comes after that is going to technically be borrowing from that. But it borrows very well, to the point where I'm like, gosh, do I like this more than Rogue Legacy? I think I kind of do. Okay, this door, as you can see, is kind of shaped like an hourglass. That's because it is timed. This door was sealed 10 minutes and 11 seconds ago. So if you look on the lower right, you can see the clock, how long I've been on this run, 13 minutes. So I would have had to get from the start to this door in just about 3 minutes for it to open. I have yet to open one of those doors ever. I think the time varies, but it's usually pretty quick. It's usually around 3 or 4 minutes, from what I've noticed. I'm pretty sure if I were to just skip all the enemies and the exploration and just rush my way, I probably could get to one of those doors. I have yet to really try it, so I haven't seen what's in them. I'm going to try to avoid getting hit while I tell you about this. As you see these dudes who are covered in this glowy thing, I can't hit them. That's because they are getting buffed by this scarecrow. So I'm going to... Okay, I need a heal. So now that I destroyed the scarecrow, I can hit them. That was close there. I'm just getting too into this game to even talk right now. I don't remember who made the game. The developer was like, the name of it was in the beginning when I started up the game. Didn't bother to remember it. Oops, but I know it's not really a company I've heard of before. It's not the same developers as Rogue Legacy or anything like that, which is Cellar Door Games. But these guys do know what they're doing. They've made a really great thing here that I love, and if you are into roguelites, or if you've liked Rogue Legacy, you would probably really like this game. If you haven't checked it out or are on the fence about it, you have my endorsement for what it's worth. Oh gosh. That was fun. So yes, Dead Cells. Early access, but it's like the best early access game out there. Actually, you know what? That's just my way of thinking of it. I know there's another very popular early access game out there right now that everybody's playing. I'm sure you all know, I have heard of it. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. Apparently that game is really great. It looks like a lot of fun, but I have yet to play it. Oh, okay. Before I wrap this up, there's an elite here. I'm gonna die. That dude with the elite over his head? Yeah, he's a big baddie. I get a nice reward for killing him, if I manage to kill him. Freeze! Oh gosh. Yeah, son! Okay. So I got some cells off of that. And I have this amulet now. All the damage you take is also dealt to nearby enemies. I will take that and equip it. Now you see I've dropped the prisoner's collar. So I have all these nice shiny cells. Okay. I'm getting ready to wrap up and I haven't really talked about everything. I've gotten into the habit of trying to take notes for these videos so I know all the points to touch on, and I still suck at it. Yeah, so death is semi-permanent. I'm not gonna go this way. Much like Rogue Legacy, except it's less, there's progression to make, but less than Rogue Legacy. It's not like suddenly you start off with more health, or suddenly you start off with more what have you. It's more along the lines of like, these are now the items I can find on my run, and so on. Things like that. Ah, crap, that's not good. And that's what I was about to say. I just lost all 19 of those cells that I had picked up from the time I had spent the last 9 to now, and they're gone. There's no way to go to where I died to recover them like in Dark Souls. They're just gone. Which is one of the more frustrating things about this game, but that's part of the game. That's part of the price of playing these types of games. You kind of know what you're going into. I'm kind of glad I died when I did, because I can show you this. So these are all the collectibles and unlocks that I've found, all the weapons and whatnot. So they're sort of a hint that something cool happens if you manage to find them all and fill all these jars. I don't know what happens. In fact, I haven't really gotten too far in the game because it's pretty challenging. I got to, I believe, the first actual big boss once, and he killed me. I had him almost dead, but he killed me, and then I haven't gotten to him again. So yeah. Well, that's kind of neat. But yeah. Oh yeah, this dude, he keeps track of your stats, but he like insults you. So you can see my number of runs. As you can see, I haven't played this game that much, but I love it. And I plan to super get into it as more updates come out and more, you know, as it gets out of early access. For now, I think it's a game that you should play, or at least consider playing, or keep on your, you know, your wish list and keep your eye on for when it comes out of early access, because I think it's worth it in early access. It's going to be even more worth it once it's out. For now, this has been Games You Should Play. I'm the Portly Gamer. Thank you guys, and have a great day. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you want to see more, feel free to check out one of these other videos you see here on the screen, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. You can also follow me by looking up the Portly Gamer on the social networks below.